Good morning, beloveds. Love and immunity. I command those things to be, and which they are, they must be. A lot of people don't realize that you are the word that becomes flesh. I command those things to be, which they are, and they must be. You are the word that becomes flesh. It's you. So just think, if you are the command, you're the commander. You're the chief. Excuse me. You're the commander. You're the chief. You're your own worst nightmare. This is something that we must truly comprehend. How I started to heal. I started to heal by commanding all that sickness to rebuke itself for me. So the more that I started honoring truth, the more that I started representing myself as what I am telling you guys all right now, which is a living truth, no one can dispute that you and I and being, every being, because a being is existence, is through you. I command those things to be, and they must be. As a man thinketh, so he is. Mind is over matter. And then outside of that, those two dimensions that we have been taught to just create in ignorant, just creating ignorance. The power is the very first one that we have never been taught about, that we must understand. When I tell you to see yourself always at your root nature, because if you don't, you are taking this beautiful testament to life. Like you are the testament to life. I command those things, and they must be. When have we ever commanded life? The power of life and death is in the word. And some people, they will never speak anything good over you. They just will not. They've created this big old giant monster inside of them because of what they've gone through. I tell you, I went through a lot. But one thing that I do not do is I don't command my own immunity to be an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. If I take my beautiful spirit, which is my immunity, and now I'm sending this immunity out in anger, fear, hate, worry, it's me. I'm this big old I command. So anything that I'm commanding out here, it's me. So if I'm commanding to destroy people, I am the destroyer. That's me. If I'm commanding to see people in a negative way, I am the negative way. I'm everything. I'm everything that I am perceiving in the world, but I'm first the thing that the world is getting from me. It's as within, so without. So everything we have within us, we push into the world. So when I would just hold things in, I will hold things in because I saw this law save me. I saw the law save me, and I saw it do something to somebody one day, and it scared me. I never wanted to see anyone hurt. So I learned to hold this law in. I learned to hold it in and not let the law go out. And every time somebody put something into me, which was, the world operates on the negative charge to life. You got to realize, if you are immunity, the only immunity, beloveds, that you want is a perfect immunity to life. You messing with the power of life and death. Each and every one of us, I command those things to be, which they are, and they must. Every last one of us is working with the power of life and death. And the only reason we have those images and likenesses is because we are the root to them. So if you are the root, you must have the substance of the makings of life. Surely if you eat from the tree of good and evil, you're going to die. That's like good and evil. That's life and death. You have those powers because you are their God. You are their God. And the reason why you have those powers is because you're higher than them. Those powers are there for you so you can create with them. That's how we create. We create through polarity. But we only create through polarity because we are higher than them. Your root nature is higher than both of those laws, but because you are the law. So I command those things. So if I command hurt for another person, it's because what's going on in my heart. It says, who knows the heart is wicked, beloveds. What's going on in my heart is the hurt. I am the author. It says, God says, I'm not the author of chaos. You should be the author of one thing. There should be only thing that you the author of if you are the creator of all creation. I command those things. You should be the author of what? Existence. And in that existence, because this existence is a bloodline, what type of immunity do you want to create in your existence, beloveds? What type of immunity do you want to create? Because you have to remember, I command those things. If I send my immunity out into the world, which is a wholeness, it's an ether, which means it's just a frequency and a vibration. It's like the breath. It's just like the thought. If I send my power, I command those things. What commands? Your thoughts command things and your words. Both of them. Your thoughts and your words and just your presence alone, your immunity. This body is an immunity. And because it's just a frequency and vibration, you don't see yourself like this. This is how you are right now. Vibrating so fast that you can see a form. So you can see that you're already powerful. So if you commanding things, like many people don't know that they've been hurt. You know, I was hurt all my life, but one thing that I learned to do, which was more dangerous than what the world was doing, is I learned to hold in things. And they started to eat away at me. Worry. It was worry. I commanded worry. My strongest power, beloveds, and I admit to it, my strongest power was worry. I let worry eat away at me, and they say, what do you add on to a day of your lifespan if you worry? I was letting worry eat away at my marrow and my bones. It started to eat away at me. Stomach aches all the time, pain. It was debilitating me. And why did I worry? I worried because I knew this law. I knew what this law could do. And I saw it when I cried out. When people hurt me and I cried, I didn't say, oh, I command you to go out there and hurt these people. At a young age, because I'm internal, I already knew the law of this land. I didn't have to be taught it because I'm internal, and this is an internal kingdom. The kingdom of heaven lives within. We were born inside of our mother's womb, which makes us internal. Well, at a young age, I never lost this comprehension. It always stayed with me. So I knew things that the world didn't know because they were taught to be conformed to the world. I was born just being who I am. Tell them I am sent me. Everybody is born as I am, but when we conform ourselves to the world, we become their understanding, which is doctrine. We're indoctrinated by the world. They teach us, you're black, you're a minority, you're this, but I am the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, which is your genetic code. Your genetic code teaches you that you are the commander in chief of this land. You are the God of this land. And you're not the mind and you're not the body. Your root nature is not the mind or not the body. It was given the mind and the body to command those things to be, which they are and they must be. Only those second and third dimensions help us to create. It's like we are the atom. That's what you are. The atom commands the molecules to create matter. So you always have to operate in this realm. But the world conformed us to operate on these two realms. And if you're operating on these two realms in your understanding, which is your doctrine, if your doctrine is not good, if it's evil, And even if it's good, because you're the atom doesn't see good or evil. The atom don't see good or evil at all. Good and evil don't exist in the atom's world, because the atom knows it's the creator of these two realms. So why would it take itself down, as it's the head already? Why would it take itself down to be a bottom feeder, which means a wrath? This is the Lord. It's the Lord up here, because it knows it's not going to use its own self against itself. This is what it means for an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. Surely, if you eat from the tree of good and evil, which is the mind and the body, you're going to die. Why are you going to die? Because by your understanding, this right here is who you are. So if I tell this one right here, if I'm not operating up here, I don't know that whatever I do, I'm commanding it. Whatever I do, I'm commanding it. And if you commanding evil and you the atom, it's you who are the creator of the evil. It says, God says, I'm not the author of chaos. I'm not the author of chaos. Why? Because I know I'm the atom and I create chaos. So if I'm the atom, why would I create a tree of good and evil? Why would I create something to go against my own law? Why would I create something to go against me? And I'm the law. So anything going against the law is now going against itself. So you, an eye for an eye, you're now your own worst nightmare. You are now your own living warfare. This is why you don't realize that you are now the power and principality. So in order for me to start healing, I had to honor the truth. This is why it says the truth will set us free, because your truth is something that will not ever attack you, which is your cellular nature. It's your immunity. You don't ever want to be attacked by your own command. And that's what the world is doing right now. They are being attacked by their own command, by living outside of their own immunity. You don't know, you doing this on a daily basis. I was doing everything to me that I was doing because I was worried about that law going out and harming people, because I saw what it would do. It's here to protect us. That law is here to protect us. It is not here to hurt us. The people who use it outside of themselves, they are the ones who are hurting us. They are the ones who are killing, stealing, and destroying from us, because they don't know I am the atom. I command those things to be, which they are and they must be. And when you don't realize that, when you are the tree of good and evil, you are the spiritual warfare. It is the atom, which is your higher calling, is trying to wipe you off the fabric of this earth. So you don't get away with anything, beloveds. I don't get away with anything that I do. That's why I don't use this higher calling against anyone. I use it in truth, because what I want is to make sure that I counteract what you guys cannot see. When I'm talking to you guys, that's what I'm looking at. I'm counteracting all the things that you guys have set before us in the universe, in the ethers, in the life realm of life that you guys can't comprehend. You are now it. I command those things. Now you're the commander. I'm not the author of death. I'm not the author of sickness. I'm not the author of nothing but life and life abundantly. I came here to give you life and life abundantly. That's what your renewed mind would tell you if you were in it. That would be the living truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help you, God. Your renewed mind would tell you this every day. When you think of something, it would tell you the right thing to do. When you needed something, it would tell you the way to get it, because it is already a commander in chief. Thank you, Spirit. It is, thank you. It even tells me, like, through these videos, it teaches me. It's teaching me. I'm just a messenger, and it teaches me through letting me be a vessel to be a sender and a receiver. These words, it's like, oh, it makes me want to cry because it feels so good. to be able to communion with something that loves you, something that will never hurt you, something that will never lie to you, something that's not trying to command negative things to hurt you and to devalue you and to disgrace you and to belittle you. To know that you can let your guard down and be at peace for a while. Just have that peace of mind. To have that armor just surround you and protect you. Because in that world, beloveds, it's not possible. It's not possible on a daily basis. You got everybody out there trying to take down everybody. Everybody. The power of life and death. This morning when you got up, did you speak life over your own existence? We're not even taught to do this, beloveds. We are not taught to honor our immunity. Many of us don't know because of the things that have happened to us in our life, we angry. Many don't believe that any negative charge, remember, if you the atom, and you the molecule, and you the matter, but these two realms down here, the molecule and the matter, they are the creation. But you always have to be the creator. You can never operate on the realm of the creation. So sickness is the creation. Anything that is the atom makes, see, the atom makes sickness. The atom makes sin. The atom makes death. So you got to be up here creating as the living truth. This is why in the book of law or the book of nature, which you are natural born law. That's what common law means. It means that you're naturally born. So no law is greater than you. No law in this land is greater than you. I command those things to be, but you guys are commanding evil. You uplifting this big old dark realm. You uplifting this chaos. In the book of law or the book of nature, the one who commands the land said, I'm not the author of that chaos. I'm not the author of that chaos. Why would I be the author of something that is going to come against me because now I'm the atom, which is the creator of it. And you know not what you do because you're operating down here on this realm, blinded by your own testament, which is your own living truth. You are a testament. Do you know what a testament means? It means that you are the God. That's what a living testament is. It means that you are the creator of all creation. I command those things to be in which they are and they must be. Are you commanding the one thing that you are? And that is just to be the creator of life. Because you already know that if you the creator, everything that's up underneath you must be obedient to you. Now, why would you want death, sickness? If you the creator, why would you want to create those things? Which you don't even have to create. Surely, if you eat from that tree of good and evil, in the book of nature, it told you, take from anything you want, but do not eat from that tree of good and evil. You can have anything, beloveds, anything, because you're the creator. But you want to create sickness, sin, and death. This is us. That's what the Bible speaks of ignorance. And you got people right now, they have become so dark. Who knows the heart is wicked? Who truly knows the heart is wicked, beloveds? They have become so dark that all they can command, I command those things to be. All they can command is wickedness. And this wickedness, it must go out. And as it goes out, because it's just an ether, just like a breath, just like a heartbeat, it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And how many people has been indoctrinated to have that very understanding? How many people do you think in this world has been indoctrinated to have an understanding, to see themselves as the molecule in the matter. I don't even have to talk on a fleshful level. I'm going to talk at a root nature. How many people do you know who have been taught to operate as the molecule in the matter? So they don't know that they are the spiritual warfare. They are the lethal weapon. They are. I am not the author. I'm not the author of anything in molecule and matter. Why? Because I am the atom. So I'm never going to come down here and create in this image and likeliness. Mine don't live here. My image and likeliness is purity. It's immunity to all of existence. So I'm staying up as the head. I ain't gonna ever come down here and create in these realms. I would be a fool in my own nature. Me, I would become my own blasphemy to life. Everything that I think is a plague against the fabric of existence. And me, see, the one thing about me is that I got hurt a lot in life. I got hurt a lot in life. So I had to learn to turn in. And as I turned in, it says the kingdom of heaven lives within. As I turned in, because I found out every time I went to people in the world, they didn't care. And a lot of people get offended about me speaking the truth. I have to speak the truth. That's my image and my likeliness. The truth will set you free. The truth is that I'm not evil. I'm not mad. I'm not sick. I'm not sinful. Every time I went out into the world, those people were casting upon me, those demons. I watched these things come at me my whole life and try, like you guys can't comprehend, having eyes to see within your own understanding, having eyes to truly see what is taking place in the world, because you operating as the atom. You can see as the atom, which is the creator, but everybody down here they're seeing as the molecule in the matter, which is just the creation. You're not seeing that you are creating this. I'm not the author of all this. I'm not the author. So I got to communion with my internal realm all my life. I got to go in and know what real love is. I got to go in and know what real truth is. I got to go in and know what real peace is. I got to go in and know what the real immunity to life is. And it's the Holy Spirit. You don't see it. You know it. Know thyself and you will know me. I and my Father are one. You are the atom. Each and every one of us are the atom. But we operating as the molecule and the matter on these lower bottom feeding levels where you have no power. Everything is against itself. The tree of good and evil. You just in a law of polarity, which means that it's an eye for an eye. Everybody is against everybody. That's what spiritual warfare is. Everybody is spiritually povertized. And if you spiritually povertized, you got to become the thief who comes to kill, steal, and destroy. Why? Because your law, which is you, ain't going to let nothing that's eating from the tree of good and evil enter into its kingdom within. This is why you got all those trillions and trillions of cells representing you, beloveds. You got trillions and trillions and trillions of spiritual warriors representing you right now. But they're not representing you. They waging war with you because you are the plague, the pestilence, and the disease. You're the evil. You're the tree of good and evil. And this is why you have to understand the truth. You got to understand the truth because the truth sets you free. What does it set free? You to heal all your transgressions, sins, sicknesses, and death, and to be forgiven. You cannot become spiritual and then still operate in a world and try to command. Like that world, all I can do is be an immunity to the world. I can be a living truth, a spoken truth. But I can't go out there in that world and portray myself to be anything of that world. I cannot do that. The minute that I do that with my understanding, with my knowledge, I destroy people. This is why I say anybody who took my understanding, if you took what God gave onto me for you, The immunity said, no, beloveds, you did the work. You understand this knowledge because you spiritually are equipped to handle it without harming another person. So I'm going to add it on to you. See, everything that I come on here is something greater than me, giving me this understanding. It's never going to let me hurt you. It's never going to let me hurt it. It will never let me hurt it. The minute I become the commander of anything of the world, I'm automatically, with this understanding, I'm automatically going to hurt other people, regardless if it says I'm a false prophet then. False prophets are people like me, but they haven't got high enough to understand that you cannot be of the world on any form of nature. You cannot be of the world. You cannot have this type of understanding. It tells you, do not honor false prophets, idols, and statutes. Don't use my knowledge in doctrine, which is it's the statute. And the idol is any formation. The idol is any formation that can take this knowledge and give it to a world. It tells you don't honor that. It's telling you, why is it telling us this? Because we are spirit. And we must not honor anything that takes our spirit and turns it into something, turns it into molecule and matter, which means that it will automatically have a more powerful way of destroying us. It makes it more power. It gives it more power. So if you've given evil, death, fear, worry, shame, jealousy, duality, if you've given those things power, I command those things to be. You're commanding that power to be in you. Now you become, you like every heartbeat you have is commanding this wickedness to go. Remember, you like this. This is you. You vibrating so fast that you can't even see what you are creating. You think something and then the thought is being commanded by you. The minute you use the minute you use anything in matter and in the molecule, I'm just going to tell you through your biological state of being what you're doing, through your truth, the whole truth and nothing but the truth. So help you God. I'm going to use your biology, your biological understanding, and your science. Your science is the matter. Your biology is the molecule. And your biological is the being. That's what makes you common law. That's what makes you the greatest form of law that's ever been created. You are the highest form of law. Why? Because you are the atom. And the atom is what creates everything. You create everything. So if you are the creator and you have the power of life and death, why would you create in them? Why would you create in them? You would never. Surely if you eat from that tree of good and evil, God told us we can have everything. Beloveds, you can create heaven on earth. You can create in a world where there's no sickness, there's no death, there's no evil. And just keep evolving this beautiful immunity. It would evolve us to things that we can't even believe can exist. Just close your eyes and think where your mind can take you. When you come out of that world and just close your eyes, your mind can take you to any place in this world. It can create things that you don't even believe exist, but you have that power. I command those things to be, which they are and they must be. And you are creating a force to go against your own nature, a force to go against your own existence. That's a sickness within its own self. And guess what? Guess what the atom is always going to do? You are the fallen angels. You are the fallen angels. You are what the devil did. The devil said no. God gave the devil, which is his creator. He gave the devil same equality as God, on the same level as God. He gave the devil every right. And the devil said, no, I'm going to go eat from this tree of good and evil. Fuck you, God. I'm greater than you. I know better than you. Yes. It's telling us our own story. Like every day, how do I learn this understanding? I don't learn this understanding from nothing. I just take my consciousness, and then I look out to the world. By their fruits, they will be known. By their fruits, they will be judged. This is why I sit back and I let go and I let God. Because the battle is not mine, it's the Lord's. Y'all, it's an eye for an eye. You come at me, you coming at your own Adam. You have already proven that you don't want to enter into your own kingdom of heaven within, which is perfect immunity. Do you know how many people out there telling you on a daily basis not to be perfect immunity to your own life? And if you sick, don't you want perfect immunity? If someone is hurting you, don't you want perfect immunity? And you got people right now who will tell you you are not perfect. And you were born as an Adam. In your mother's womb, do you remember it? You came up, you swam up into earth, to Mother Earth herself. You got chosen by the Creator. You got chosen by the Creator. You swam. And then she said, oh, beloved. Oh, I'm getting the chills. Oh, I'm getting the chills. She said, oh, beloved. In her womb, she was teaching us. In that gestation, she was teaching us all the spiritual laws of this land. She was teaching us. And I was a preemie, so I didn't even have the 9 months that many people have. And I still came out as an internal being. I still came out understanding this beautiful truth. I didn't even need the 9 months. Let me tell you, I had a 1-pound baby. All my babies, because my flow of life is stagnated, especially a mother. Her flow of life should never be stagnated. She is the creator of all creation. As long as her flow of life is beautiful and calm and peaceful, she's going to take care of all of her creation. As within, so without. This is why it's meant for men in the world. You guys, you destroy the woman. You destroy your own immunity. You destroy your own light. You destroy your own peace. You destroy your own harmony. You destroy your own immunity. And this is why it says mothers will be against daughters. Fathers will be against sons. Everybody will be against everybody. In the world, you got nothing but the tree of good and evil. Spiritual warfare. Everybody is trying to destroy everybody. And I could see this at the age of 5 years old. You cannot comprehend how afraid I was of my own life. I was afraid of my own life. I was afraid to be my own testament to life. I was afraid to just represent myself for who I am, because the world hates people like me. They are taught to deny people like me. They are literally taught. They're literally taught to do this. That's what doctrinated to do this. And I gave you an understanding of this in one of my videos. If you are doctrinated to know that this class of existence is lower, you are taught to execute it. See, everything you do as a molecule and a matter is execution. I command those things to be, and they must be. And I tried to tell you through your cellular nature, now you're the memory cell. You're the memory cell of that program. So you know what you got to do. A program has to execute its command. I command those things to be, which they are and they must be. So I'm telling you this on two dimensions, on the two dimensions that you operate on. If you the memory cell, that makes you the commander in chief. So if your memory cell has a program, or you have been doctrinated to believe you must see somebody else as not equal to you, your command is to always take that inequality, that person that you don't see equal to you, is to destroy it, to kill, steal, and destroy it. It can never rise above you. It can never get above you. This is what God told us not to eat from. He told us you can have everything, but do not eat from that tree of good and evil. He born us. She born us, if we want to give her a creation. She born us into perfect immunity. 9 months she taught us about our land. She taught us about our land internally. The kingdom of heaven lives within. She showed us how we are to honor the external land by giving us 9 months of that gestation, letting us drink of perfect immunity. In our mother's stomach, you know what I did with all my babies? That's why I had a 1 pound, and she didn't come out retarded. The world made my son retarded by me following their practices. But in this womb, when all of my kids was in this womb, because I was always worried, because I didn't know I had this genetic order where my flow of life was stagnated. Blood clots. I was not capable of giving my babies the nourishment that they needed based on the world's understanding. But why? Because I am the creator, and my flow of life was stagnated by the world's understandings about who I was, and especially as a Black woman. My flow of life was just stagnated for me. So I know my own testament to life. I know my own story. Don't nobody have to tell me my story. You can't send me to mental health and tell me about me. No, you can't do that. You can't send me into nobody else's program and tell me about me, because I know myself at my root nature. I already know why I went through everything that I went through. I am my own healer. I'm a natural born healer, beloveds. Natural born. Why am I a natural born healer? Because I'm a woman. I'm a mother. I'm a creator who creates creation. So I know my story. My story ain't indoctrinated. It ain't somebody else's understanding. It's mine. So in my creations, when I was learning how to be a creator by being a mother and honoring my creation, I was showing the next creator that's going to come and represent this land on earth. I was showing that next creator how to be a creator. So in my womb, for those 9 months, my child was drinking of the immunity of life. And this is why they were able to come out being so small and not be affected by anything outside of them. Now, if I would have known earlier in my pregnancies that I had that just genetic order, and I worried so much in my life, they probably would have been disabled. They probably would have been disabled. But because I didn't know about that genetic order until later on in my life, when I started realizing this is why I can't conceive anymore now. I started learning I couldn't conceive because I couldn't keep the nourishment that the child needed to be in my womb, because I worried. I feared life. So how am I going to be able to bring in life into this world? I worried. And not only did I do that, I sowed that seed in my own creations, which is my children. This is why I do not honor false prophets. I do not honor them. And it's not out of no disrespect. It is out of respect for my own truth. It is out of respect for what has happened to me. I didn't take what happened to me and I didn't use it to destroy people. I took what happened to me and I learned how to become a greater creator for it. So when God knew I was ready, when God knew that I was ready, 17 years later, I asked and I received a perfect immunity to life, which is my next creator. And I learned how to gestationally take care of her with the flow of life. So I know who I am. Nobody has to tell me about me. When I hear people trying to tell me you need to do this, no. I need to just honor my truth. And my truth will set me free. My truth will set me free. Your understanding is not truth. Your understanding is of the world. It's from molecules and matter. My understanding is the atom. I'm the head. I'm not the tail. You're not going to ever see me commanding things that I saw all my life trying to kill, steal, and destroy me. That I knew all my life felt like kryptonite. I know my testament. I watched my own testament with my own eyes. I watched everything in my life. I'm consciousness. I see everything. I don't miss a thing. When y'all see me here and you see me looking, it's because I feel presence. I feel presence around me. This is just nothing but the ether. I feel presences around me. I feel it. That's why I'm always like when I'm talking, because there are dark entities out there that don't want me to give you immunity. They're willing to, and this is your dark entity. See, I got a dark entity too. I got a dark entity. That's why I tell you, I don't do things to people. I do not do things to people purposely. I make a conscious choice every day to not use my immunity in the tree of good and evil. I make a conscious choice every fucking day. You don't understand what real work is. Real work. I'm talking work that adds on to life. Every day I make a conscious choice to uplift this life in everybody. Not the world, but in you and I, to ensure that somebody is here to protect us. This is why when I'm talking to you, sometimes my eyes get big because I feel a presence of darkness around me. And I wanted to know I'm conscious, I'm awake, I'm not sleeping on God. I'm not ever sleeping on God. I want that presence to know that I recognize it's here. I'm not sleeping on God. All y'all sleeping on God. But I will never sleep on God. Why? I couldn't sleep as a kid because these presences, every time I closed my eyes, they were attacking me, doing very bad things to me. And how do I explain to a world who operates in the lower realms where they can't see the atom? They can't see what the atom truly does. That's why God said, you can do everything, but don't eat from that tree of good and evil. You're going to be blinded. You're going to be blinded by your own understanding. Well, I was never blinded from my own understanding. And then I was in my understanding. And then I got a whole world trying to tell me not to follow that understanding. You don't want me to be my truth. You don't want me to be my nature. You don't want me to be my immunity. You're making me sick. You're hurting me. This is what brought that fear in me all my life. I was afraid of my own life because of that. Afraid of my own existence because you tried to tell me not to honor it. You tried to teach me to honor something that was hurting me. And I'm crying out my whole life. I'm crying out, no, 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 no. Worried, worried, worried. You taught me worry. This is what I tell you. You can't comprehend what y'all doing to those kids in the schools. You teaching them so much worry. You teaching them so much fear. You're teaching their immunity to attack themselves. You're teaching them how to be angry. You're teaching them how to be guarded. And once you guard it with fear, it's not a good thing, beloveds. You don't have no peace. Why would you take away somebody's peace of mind? Now my mind can't even rest. My mind can never rest. It's always on guard. I always got to stay guarded. I can't trust nobody. I can't let my guard down. I can't be at peace. Then I'm just filled with worry. My worry ain't gonna hurt nobody else. That's what protects me. My worry protects me. It keeps me guarded. Because I know in the world ain't nothing operating in purity. Ain't nothing operating in goodness. Or not even goodness. Ain't nothing operating as the atom. Nothing. You're not operating as the atom. Ain't no real living testaments down in the world. It told you, don't conform me. Don't eat from that tree of good and evil. Then you don't realize you the atom. You must become its image and likeness. Now you're its testament. So all y'all out there angry, all y'all out there trying to judge ye not unless you want to be judged. By your fruit, you will be known. All I got to do is look at how somebody treats me, and I automatically have discernment. I automatically have discernment to know what type of immunity they have and how they're going to treat me, how they're going to deal with me. I don't even need to think about this. By your fruits, you will be known. How do you treat me? How do you govern your businesses? How do you govern yourself in that world? Remember, are you living of the world or are you living of our immunity? Are you adding on to our immunity or are you destroying it outside of us? By your fruits, you will be known. So I automatically know who you are by how you honor this existence in me. If you just nothing but an immunity, see, this is why you got to know yourself at your root. I don't operate at no lower level. I have never. And it's been hard for people to like me. It's been hard for people to accept me. It's been hard for people to welcome me, but I love it. I'm not antisociable. You know how many times somebody told me I was antisociable, that I thought I was too good? I didn't believe in any of that stuff. I wanted love so freaking bad that I was willing to make conscious choices every day to ensure that my own immunity gave it to me. I wanted to be respected so bad because the world does not respect you for anything. You can be the motherfucking God walking the fabric of this earth and they will still deny your ass. You can be the immunity that will heal every transgression, sickness, and sin within the elements, and they will still hate your ass and judge your ass. So I had to learn how to respect those things in me. So when I hear somebody trying to tell me about me, go on out of here with that shit. You're not going to try to diagnose me. By my fruits, I know who I am. And by your fruits, I know who you are. How you diagnosing somebody that you fucking up? You can't diagnose somebody that you teaching to be. You got to learn how to be unfuckable because they're fucking you over. So how you teaching somebody something and diagnosing somebody and everything you're teaching them is to be fucked over. And this is how you have to see things. And see, me, truth. It sounds like it's trying to attack you. But what you have all been doing to me is trying to attack me. You've all tried to attack me. I'm living within. Now you're trying to bring all your doctrine into me, which is poison, which is not elemental, which is not truth, which is not even living. And this is why it hurted so bad. Because my own body was trying to warn me. No! It was trying to tell me what type of immunity. If I can feel people's pain. I know when somebody is hurting. I know when somebody is going through something. I know when somebody is sick. I know because I take on that testament. I feel it because my own kingdom is trying to tell me, is that what you want? Is that what you want? So it allows me to feel that I have discernment to understand the person's needs and the person's wants. That's why I'm a natural born healer. That's why I'm a shaman. And I will never judge them. I will never hate them for it. I know what they have gone through. Why? Because I watched the same thing they're going through try to kill, steal, and destroy me all my life. I was the testament. I was the witness and the testimony. I was the judge and the juror. But I had to stand up here as the head and not judge ye not. Because I already know what you are going through. I would never be mad at you for what you've gone through. You've been taught so many things that to hurt. You've been taught so many things to hold in your own existence. Do you know how I thought I was damaged goods? Because the world hated me for just being myself. I couldn't express myself for being an internal being. I couldn't express myself because I was black. Do you know how they just stagnated my own flow of life? Just stagnated it. I was weird. I was crazy. You hurt me for being who I was. And then I started to hate my own life, which means I started to poison my own immunity. I started to poison my own immunity because your doctrine teaches us to execute people like me. So if I didn't have on the armor of God, if I wasn't internal, see, God knew this. He knew me in my mother's womb because I was the next creator. I was the next creator. Y'all call them innovators. You can't be innovative for a world. You have to be innovative for life. They will take you to the next testament of life. Y'all creating more and more. Y'all creating technology, which is destroying life. Y'all creating this power so powerful that it's going to destroy us. Surely, if you eat from that tree of good and evil, artificial intelligence, and you don't realize at the end of your days, what's going to destroy you? Your artificial intelligence. You done gave this dark demon an eye to see everything. It can see everything now. You got cameras everywhere. You got TVs that look at people. You got phones that listen in to people. Y'all then gave this monster, this beast, over to you. He wants you. Just remember, an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. It's you. So at the end of the days, when immunity come back, how is it going to destroy everything that's went against its own existence? It's going to use your own creations against you. Your own creations are going to come against you. And if you sit there and you represent them, this is why I say everything that you touch will be destroyed because of your image. Everything. Everything that you touch will be destroyed because of your image and your likeness. I don't go and I don't teach nothing that's not life and life abundantly. I will not. I have to add on to life. I cannot destroy it. I don't care if I don't have the things of the world. I do not care. I saw what the things of those world tried to do to me. Motherfuckers tried to pimp me out, use me as a prophet, use me to profit off of me, which was killing, stealing, and destroying my immunity, keeping me out of my own immunity. You guys don't realize who knows the heart is wicked. Who truly knows the heart is wicked? Now you got, in the end of days, you got your own technology about to destroy you. You done gave this monster greater power than you. You gave technology more power than you. How many of y'all know y'all got more immunity than the World Wide Web? You got more knowledge than the computer does. And you didn't let the computers govern our whole system. You didn't let them take over all of our lives. And in the end of the days, how they know you, how they gonna know how God gonna be able to give them eyes to see you. This is what everybody say, we're gonna go dark for 3 days. No. We cannot run. We cannot hide. Why? Everything is living through you. It's you. It don't matter what you trying to hide and run from. It's you. You're the atom. It knows where you at everywhere you go. You just gave it an extra eye. You don't want the evil eye. That's the evil eye. The one that you don't know is truly watching you. It's not watching the people you think you watching. They are the conscious beings. All they have to do is just know thyself. So you don't have to put up cameras. You don't have to put in a microphone. You don't have to do all that. That was ignorance. You gave this darkness. Now you gave it a right to see you. Now it's watching you. I sit here in this camera all the time and I talk to you. All the time. You see me right now, I'm talking to you. Everything is watching itself already through consciousness. You just don't understand this because you don't know you're the atom. But you gave something that's not real, which I call a deity or a demon. See, technology is a deity, it's a demon. It's something that you give your power over to. And not only is this demon and this deity, he don't have an understanding. He don't have a feeling or sensors to know this might hurt somebody. This might make somebody feel unworthy. This might destroy somebody's image and likeness. It just knows I am a command. I command those things to be in which they are and they must be. So you got two things against you. You the good and your artificial intelligence is the evil. And both of y'all don't realize y'all at war with each other. You at war with your own creation. You at war with your own creation. You the good trying to destroy the evil. But the evil is what you created in your image and your likeness from eating from the tree of good and evil. Life tells its own story. You are the book of life. I'm writing a story for all you guys to know. This is your New Testament. You labeled it the end of days. You did. That's your creation. That's your DNA. You took a genetic code. You are the code of life. And you gave these codes commands. I command those things to be, and they must. You commanded your own creation to be more worthier than you. You commanded your own creation to be the head and to place you as the tail. And guess what? That ego, it don't have no empathy for anything. It's true evil. It don't have no empathy for you. It don't have no empathy that you don't know that it is you. It does not have no empathy. I tell you, the law don't care about anything that we care about. It just doesn't. Why? Because it's you. You are here to be your own Lord and Savior. So if I go against me, there's no empathy. The law ain't gonna say, oh, she forgot that I am it. The law ain't gonna tell you that. The law is gonna say an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. Because I added on to you everything already. I gave it all on to you already. It's already yours. And now you're being disobedient against me. This is why it made you a blood. It made you a blood so that when you dishonored it, it would destroy you in what? Your fire. It was giving us lifetimes using the other elements that don't dwell in us, that we just use. We use the air, the land, the water, but our fire, which is our spirit, that is the atom. It was letting us use the molecule and the matter in our other testaments, in the book of law or the Bible that's trying to tell us about this whole story that I'm telling you that y'all can't get because I see the Bible through this world that I see. How the Bible is teaching me to understand it. I don't know the Bible, beloveds. I didn't read that Bible. I read parts of the Bible when God sent me to it when I first started getting here. But when I seen slave in the Bible, I stopped having faith in it. And then as I started to ask God, the scriptures, they come to me. Every scripture comes to me. Every day the scripture will come to me and tell me how to present it to you guys. That's what I do. I'm just a messenger. I don't use my consciousness to feed anything else, so it must feed me its truth. It must add on to me. You guys trying to add shit into me. It must add on to me because I am already its testament. So it's going to tell me at every present moment, beloved, this is what you do. This is how you do it. But the world says, no, you got to do it like me. No, that's satanic. That's witchcraft. That's spiritual warfare. That's sickness, sin, and death. That is the tree of good and evil. I can't operate in that understanding. I can never operate under that understanding. What would I be to you? I would be a lethal weapon. I'm not a lethal weapon. I will never be a lethal weapon. I love my life. I respect my life. I value my life. It's one thing that you guys made me. You made me believe that my life was damaged goods. You made me afraid to stand in my own immunity. You made me afraid by forcing me, manipulating me, teaching me a fear to just honor who I am, to love who I am, to respect who I am. And now you're trying to teach me how to understand what I already know? Mm-mm. Can't nobody of that world tell me anything. You cannot tell me anything. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Why? It's not truthful. Why am I going to operate as something that I'm greater than? I would never do that to myself. And I love that the world denied me all of my life. They were protecting me. Everybody in that world who thought they were hurting me, you were literally protecting me. You were keeping me in God's image and likeness and testament by not welcoming me out there to play with you. You were allowing me to have eyes to see that on this day, what is going to happen before us. I have been able to see every move that adversary has made against you all and what it's about to do to you all. And it's you. Now I'm trying to give you immunity so that when it comes, you know how to battle your own sins and transgressions. It's some warfare coming, but it's yours. It's judgment day. It's judgment day, beloveds, and you guys can't comprehend this. It's judgment day. You will be judged according to what you have done against your own Adam by eating from the tree of good and evil, which was believing yourselves to be the molecule and the matter. You will be judged. This is what the Bible speaks about as judgment day. Judge ye not unless you want to be judged. And we already claimed these are the end of our days. How many DNAs got that memory cell coded in them right now? How many of y'all religious stories then taught y'all that? How many of your religions and your pastors and your teachers and your believers then coded that commandment inside of your code of life, which has to be executed? And you have no spirit. You lost your souls. It says, what does a man profit if he gains the whole world and loses his soul? So when that real battle come, when judgment day come, how do you save yourself? You know not what you have done. You're spiritually traumatized. And you are the power and the principality, beloveds. I'm not here to cast you down. I'm here to walk you through that wilderness without a battle. Yesterday, God is walking me through the testament. He's showing me how to get to you guys the best way that I can, based on your doctrine, based on your understanding, based on not making you think that I am against you. But you guys are already spiritual warfare. You already see everything as the enemy, including me. Even your own immunity you see as the enemy. So I got to tread lightly with everything that I do. And then I still got to tread lightly because I'm hearing what you think about me. I'm hearing what you feel about me. But I still got to remember, I know what you're going through. I know what you're going through. I know what you are going through. I'm never going to judge you for that. Why? Because I know you have been indoctrinated by some very sick people. I know some very sick people have taught you to believe that way. So I still have to protect myself, though. This is why I have to stay away from certain people, because that law will automatically go after them. It will automatically go after them. And all I'm trying to do is give you immunity so that you can see. This is why we love thy neighbor. We love thy neighbor because we don't want We do not want a spiritual warfare. We don't want to have the karmic debt. We don't want to have the transgression come against us. It will. Even when I tried to block those transgressions, I just slowed them down. I just slowed them down. They were coming. They always, when I prayed to God about anything, it always happened every time. But I never prayed for anybody's damnation. I never prayed for it to hurt anybody. No, I knew what it felt like when it was doing it to me. And I'm crying out. I'm saying, you guys are hurting me. I'm like crying to everybody. But nobody can understand me because your understanding is worldly. And my understanding is Adam. My understanding is the atom. I feel what you don't know you are creating. I process what you don't know you are processing into life. I'm the code. And what I am is I'm decoding everything. My consciousness is just decoding. This is what I'm doing every time. Everybody's like, what you looking at? What you thinking about? Nothing. I'm decoding everything that you are processing inside of you. So I go into this trance. I get these big old eyes. That's what you are. You are the code of life. So being an internal being all my life, I'm just decoding everything. I'm the real mainframe of life. I'm a mother. I'm a creator. Number one. So I'm just in my own image. You guys try to say I'm crazy, that I'm doing something that's not right, but I'm just being who I am. Tell them I am sit me. I am the decoder. I decode every fabric of life. And then what I do is I process it. And when I process it, I know how to transmute it, into something that brings life and not death. I have a beautiful gift. I have a beautiful testament. I have an understanding that surpasses all understanding, beloveds. And you were teaching me to deny it. You were teaching me to be afraid of it. You were teaching me to be ashamed of it. And it's my natural state of being. This is why I do what I do. We do not deserve this. We are so much worthier than what we have gone through. And I teach us a way. I know a better way to help us, all of us. I know a better way to make everything better for us. That will not hurt us, that will not take us through all these lessons and testimonies and sufferings. I know a way at the root how to automatically transform what we have done to stop what is going to come against us. Because it's coming. Oh, it's coming. It's Judgment Day. And it's you that is going to come against you. Don't you see everything being exposed? By your fruit. What is your fruit? How did you honor this fabric of existence? How did you honor this fabric of existence, beloveds? How did you honor it? Were you the thief? Were you the killer? Were you Barnabas? Were you of the world? Or were you life and life abundantly, ensuring everybody got fed from that nature? By your fruits you will be judged. This is what Judgment Day. Everything that I'm telling you, I'm telling you what's next to come, beloveds. I hope you guys is listening. I'm walking you through the book of life. And then I got people out there, you can't imagine the journey I've had to go on just to be an immunity to my own people, to try to help my own nation, to try to build my own nation. And they hate me. They don't know their hearts are wicked. And they don't want me to stand in my truth. The truth is what I say. The truth is you do not honor your own existence. So how can you honor it when it's here, present, before you, and trying to help you understand it? You see everything as the threat. Your whole saying, what is the saying? Keep your enemies closer. Well, the only enemy is you. So why would I, if I'm the atom, why would I see anything lower than me as a threat? Why would I see anything lower than me as a threat? And I'm an atom. I'm the head. So everything under me, I command those things to be and they must be. Now, why am I going to command things below me to be a threat to me? Why am I going to command things that I am author of to destroy me? Why am I going to command anything that I am the creator of to destroy me? Y'all can't even understand. Most of your statements are lethal weapons. All of your beliefs is duality. Every last one of the belief that the human being operates off of is spiritual warfare. Spiritual warfare. Not one thing that you guys tell me, like every time I feel like I'm under attack. I feel like I'm under attack just for being a coder of life. But if I didn't have the armor around, I told you I could not be alive right now. I could not. When I disarmed myself, there were many times in my life where I let somebody that God brought to me. God brought these people to me because they had a calling upon their life. They had a calling upon their life, and God knew that I needed to be a teacher to that person. And God brought me to them. God literally allowed me to let down my guard and welcome these people into my energy. And they tried to destroy me. So what they did is they intentionally, they don't know that they did this, but intentionally, because they didn't know, I was trying to get you in a place where you can learn how to put that armor on, because you have a calling. You have a calling. You are here with a purpose. And only the purpose that can see you is going to be the one that's going to be able to get you to it and get you to recognize it without the warfare, without making yourself sick getting there. So I let my guard down to let these people into my immunity. And what they did while they were in there, they operated off the flesh. So those were the times where I would become sick. My mental illness would flare back up, my post-traumatic stress. It was them doing it to me. See, I know who I am. I don't need a false prophet to try to teach me about my natural state of being. This is natural. I am the law of this land. Me, I'm the law of this land. So when I welcome somebody into my land, which is my immunity. You're supposed to drink of that immunity. You're not supposed to try to destroy it. Love thy neighbor. I know who you are. God revealed to me who you are. You have a calling over your life. And I'm here to ensure that you are present in that calling, because there's other things that are coming before us. And God knows that you're the purpose to ensure that it does not destroy us. But you are destroying the calling that needs to call upon you to get you to it, so that you can be ready. And you come in and you invade and attack my immunity. This is what happened to me all my life. This is why many people, they believe I'm antisociable, or they think I'm too good. I'm not. I have to be protected because I don't live in the bottom realm. I live up here for you. Everything that I do is for you all. Everything. Every day I have to be conscious. Every day I got to make choices that make me not happy, not joyful. Don't give me the privilege like all of you guys, which I really deserve, and you guys don't deserve it. I truly deserve it. But because of the transgressions and the sins, and I'm higher than them, I have to be obedient. I have to be obedient, because what my obedience does is it saves you all. Not because I'm greater, not because I'm better, because I'm the immunity. You're my nation, one under God. Now, why do I want my nation to be walking in the wilderness? If nobody has told you today, beloveds, you command those things to be in which they are, and they must. This is just, you are the atom. And until you learn to operate as the atom and not as the molecule and matter, you will forevermore destroy your own image and your own likeness and the testament that God has already coded in your genetics. And everything that you create will be, it's a DNA, which will be a transgression and a sin, that everything that you touch will have to become the living testament of. And that's what judgment is. That's what, when judgment day comes back, it's going to show us what type of fruit we created with the very substance of this law, of this land. Have an amazing day, beloveds, because we are worthy. And until we come together as one, everything that you do, just like I tried to tell you, the movie The Color Purple was basically trying to tell us this beautiful testament. Everything that we do against this law, which is ourself, is going to be done against us. That's life. That's truth. And it respects itself. It honors itself. It's victorious in itself. So now let's honor this victory. Let's uplift this immunity. And let's just destroy these transgressions and these sins and these sicknesses and these deaths, because we are not worthy of it. Have an amazing day, beloveds.